And in the beginning, I said, okay, let's have a look, because obviously there are many digital companies around, and agency and developing firms. So we'd been a bit critical in the beginning.
Team was a bit intimidated, because it's like an invisible force having such an impact in the company.
When I looked through some of the stuff that you guys did, I was pretty much convinced you're fit for the job.
But as the numbers started kicking in and we started to see results and started having guidance to take on our business day-to-day basis, they quickly warmed up to the idea of having you.
First of all, like the level of project management that comes out of Surge is extremely impressive, and I think it's the foundation of everything that follows.
I would even say it was a methodology, so you knew this is the tool we use, this is typically how we classify it, how we use it internally, and that's something we learned pretty much from the beginning.
You know, as I'm wrapping up the day, if I have something that I need some help with or need some new things to be launched or updated, I can send an email, and then you've got 12 hours for your team to work on that before I get back on.
Shorelight was kind of drowning in everyday work. Like we were unable to keep up with the daily rhythm of content and creative services. So that became the backbone of the relationship.
And every week I would look forward to what other information they have found, what other research they discovered, and what knowledge that I wasn't aware of and was looking forward to implement as soon as possible.
And having that flexibility to react to those kind of conditions and signals from the market are things that we would not have been as flexible to do on our own without kind of having the regular touch points with you guys and your team.
I gave it quite a bit of thought since you asked me to appear in this video. And I think the most important thing in Surge is like you're ready to innovate at any given moment. Like I could give you a new prompt right now and you'd come up with something in about an hour.
And then what we did is we kind of incrementally added more and more services as we built trust and we built that operational flow. And I mean, I can answer more precisely, but like that was so foundational.
It really opened my eyes and really showed the gap where I thought I was and where I could potentially be.
And you have a plan, you test it out, and you go with the best results. So your capacity to adapt and innovate is really impressive.
The thing about Surge that I love is that in a global marketplace, it's more down to who's doing what and how than where they're physically located.
And I think when you think about it, other countries face the same marketing challenges that we do in the US. And why shouldn't they have the same good answers?
But the fact that they're located in Sri Lanka has some real upside, right? At the end of the day, more economical and better service because they're hungry.
The price level of Surge was, and I probably shouldn't say that, but was still absolutely competitive. I mean, it was great pricing for us and allowed us to really squeeze in that project a lot of things that maybe we wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise.
But honestly, at this point, we're not using Surge because it's economically better. We're using Surge because of the quality of the output from our interactions.
I think when we started talking about what we could do more on the B2B side, and you were already thinking about it, and I was already thinking about it, that was kind of like when I knew we were starting to get into more of a synergistic type of relationship where we're thinking about the same kind of next steps.
Was incredibly powerful, sent a huge message to our leadership that we could do more with less, essentially. And as soon as that we started realizing that, we were just ready to start building more and more services. And as you said, we've added animation, we've added social media, and I think we're looking forward to keep expanding that.
It's let us have basically like one or two kind of experts in-house, but then not feel any pressure to really hire a whole team around that and just be able to leverage your resources. So yeah, I'm happy with the way it's worked, and I think as we've already talked about, I think there's other ways we can work together in the future, and I'm looking forward to that.
Basically, you've given us a lot of business agility, to summarize.